Chaos erupts in the streets of Seattle and Portland. Anarchists and vandals hijacked what were supposed to be peaceful May Day marches, clashing with police, smashing windows, and blocking streets. It's been a tumultuous day in downtown Seattle. Things quieted down since the melee earlier in the day, but there is still concern there could be more violence to come. At least 1,000 people peacefully marched to the federal building tonight. A lot of smiling faces and families coming together to celebrate May Day, a day that supports workers and immigration rights. Another group of demonstrators started a march from Judkins Park in Seattle's Capitol Hill neighborhood. They took their march all the way to the Wells Fargo downtown branch, where they protested the bank's funding of a detention center accused of housing illegal immigrants. So far, that march has been peaceful as well, but police are standing by just in case. Most of the destruction in Seattle happened just after noon. At about 12:30, a mob of people wearing black infiltrated a May Day march. They started pounding on cars and throwing paint and rocks. From there, the troublemakers broke bank windows. Just 15 minutes later, vandals shattered glass doors on the federal courthouse downtown. They quickly ran off as someone threw an incendiary device. Then, at about 12:50, vandals broke the windows at Nike Town in downtown. Police moved in with pepper spray to disperse the mass culprits. King 5's Lori Matsukawa has more now from the streets when the violence broke out.
No, I see no police officers at this time at this location. Again, they were kind of on the back of Westlake Park, and we saw the group moving, so we chased after them, and then all of a sudden they just took to the streets.
Reporter Roberta Romero surrounded. The wandering mob takes a destructive path, threatening a motorist.
You know, some people still have the masks on, and I think that's what has the police officers most concerned, because that is a sign of the anarchists, and with their faces covered, it gives them some anonymity.
The mob moves on to the federal courthouse at 6th and Madison. One after another, people in black bash in the doors and windows. A firework is set off. Tear gas climbs into the sky. Police finally arrive. Self-proclaimed superhero Phoenix Jones tries to calm the crowd.
Certainly a contingent here who wants and will do vandalism and violence. That seems to be on their agenda.
Demonstrators attack Nike Town, bashing windows. Tear gas fills the air. Police chase after the vandals. More tear gas. Wells Fargo downtown sustained severe damage. Windows shattered, glass showering upon the crowd. Police are right on it, arresting troublemakers and locking them up.
We just want to let you know that King 5 reporter out in the middle of that on the street was not injured, but the photographer was assaulted, poked in the face by a pole, but he's doing fine tonight. Today's protest tested the Seattle Police Department and its officers out on the streets. It marked the first big protest since the Justice Department slammed SPD for violating people's civil rights. Hundreds of police were called in on overtime today. The vandals seemed to be just one step ahead. That's when Mayor Mike McGinn gave officers emergency power to confiscate anything that could be used as a weapon.
The First Amendment uses of 5-foot-long, 3-inch rod sticks is outweighed today by our desire to preserve public safety.
Heading into the evening, Seattle police reported at least 8 arrests. Let's move now down to Portland, where police clashed with protesters during an unpermitted May Day march through downtown.
You're gonna have to do this all day!
Police repeatedly told the crowd to move off the street and onto the sidewalk, and when they didn't, officers moved in.
Forcing protesters onto the sidewalks to keep them from making any kind of significant demonstration is against everything that Occupy stands for.
More or less, it's gone today, pretty good, but it's been kind of up and down. But so far, most people are, they're engaging in a free speech right, and we're here to help facilitate that.
Officers arrested at least a dozen people. There didn't appear to be any significant property damage during that march. A couple hundred Portland demonstrators tried sticking it to the banks by taking over a foreclosed home. As News Channel 8's Mark Hanrahan tells us, the protesters even helped the home's previous owner move back in.
The people, united, will never be defeated.
A couple hundred strong, demonstrators marched down Northeast Deacon Street to call on banks to stop foreclosing on homes.
A lot of working families are losing their houses and their jobs, and we need to defend people that have the right to a place to live.
With police keeping a close watch, the group made their way to 523 Northeast Bryant Street and gathered on the front porch and lawn.
Whose homes?
According to the Multnomah County Assessor's Office, the home was foreclosed on by Fox Capital Corporation in June of last year and is now on the market. But demonstrators say they're returning it to its previous owner, Alicia Jackson.
It's awesome. This is great. I love this. This is community. This is what community is about.
Organizers claim Jackson was kicked out unjustly, and after a ceremonial ribbon cutting, they used a key they took from a lockbox and allowed her back inside.
I don't even know what to say. This is huge. This is not just for me. This is for everybody.
Today's event was organized by the Black Working Group, which Alicia is a part of, Take Back the Land and We Are Oregon. They want banks and financial institutions to stop foreclosures in Portland.
The demonstrators there said they're going to do everything they can to keep authorities from kicking Alicia Jackson out of her home again. Portland's May Day March tied up traffic throughout the downtown area. Different ethnic and labor groups came together for a permitted rally to support workers and immigrant rights. May Day marches in Portland have had a less than peaceful track record in the past, but our Portland affiliate told us that things were fairly peaceful today. Organizers said they had 50 people serving as peacekeepers to keep that rally family-friendly. Students even joined the Portland May Day protest to rally against proposed budget cuts to education. Kids skipped class and rallied outside district headquarters before taking to the streets. They say they're upset lawmakers keep cutting money that cost teachers their jobs.
We're just here to say no more cuts, no more excuses. It's bone on bone here, and it's not okay.
Portland's mayor addressed the students, telling them he supports their cause. Be sure to stay with NWCN and NWCN.com all night for more on the day's protest, as well as coverage from our affiliates throughout the Northwest.